It's pumpkin season. Pumpkin lattes, pumpkin pastries, pumpkin candles, pumpkin leggings, pumpkin candy, pumpkin yogurt, and even pumpkin goat cheese. But we're not interested in any of that. We're interested in beer. Today, Claire and I are on a mission to find the ultimate pumpkin beer. Each beer will be rated on a completely subjective set of categories made up by two people who really have no expertise in beer. Let's get into the beers. Atomic Pumpkin is New Belgium's latest seasonal creation after they carelessly axed fan favorite and king of pumpkin beers, Pumpkick. Ending production on Pumpkick was like taking your car to a car wash during a rainstorm, or changing a working light bulb, or charging your phone at 100% battery. Completely unnecessary. But despite all that, we're willing to give Atomic Pumpkin a chance. And it's up first on the chopping block.
It's okay. I need this. So the actual beer says pumpkin ale featuring cinnamon and habanero chili peppers for just the right amount of heat. And my notes are, should be renamed Atomic Pepper. Habanero ale featuring cinnamon and brown sugar for a lot of heat for a beer.
I didn't have quite such an elaborate commentary. I just said it passed barely, and then I turned it into a math equation. So I have pepper and pumpkin lined up together, and then I have the little greater than sign going to the pepper, because the pepper was bigger than the pumpkin.
Next up is Small Patch Pumpkin Harvest Ale from Tommyknocker Brewery in Idaho Springs, Colorado. This unnecessarily long-named beer is brewed with a hint of spice and a touch of molasses. According to the beer's makers, this ale is brewed to celebrate the fall harvest season. Just don't look too closely at the bottle, or a creepy gnome guy might scare you off. Let's see how it is.
So for the overall score, I gave it a 59 out of 100 and said I'd probably drink this beer if you bought it for me, but I would not actively seek it out.
I gave it a 64 out of 100. Despite the fact that I actually liked this one more than the Atomic Pumpkin, because I felt like it was less pumpkin-y. And my comment for this was, this would be fine as a generic beer, but we are not looking for a generic beer. We want pumpkin!
This exuberant beer is made from real actual pumpkins used in the mash. I know, right? Using real pumpkins in pumpkin-flavored products? What a concept. But does any of that flavor come through?
My final score was a 71.5 out of 100, and I said good beer, would have liked more cinnamon.
I gave it a 76 out of 100 and said it's not bad, but it's not very complex.
Our next beer is a spooky one. According to its makers, this beer originated one stormy night when a madman crossed an imperial stout with pumpkin to create this Frankenbrew. How good is it? Well, scary good. Is it actually scary good though? Let's find out.
So I gave it a total of 64 out of 100 and said, this is not a pumpkin beer. It's a coffee beer masquerading as pumpkin. Its can, while awesome, is lying.
I gave it a 71 and said, is there coffee in this? Is there pumpkin in this?
Harvest Pumpkin Wheat hails from the familiar brewery Blue Moon. Though located in the same place as Coors Brewery, this craft beer is bound to taste better, right?
$68 out of 100, and my comment was hashtag needs a brown sugar rim.
I give it an 83 out of 100. So it's an 83 out of 100, and I said we've broken into the 80s! Woo! And then I tried to draw a little party emoji, but it didn't work.
I do want to say that I actually liked this beer quite a bit. I just gave it really low scores on its name and its packaging. And I realized after this beer that I think when I'm thinking of pumpkin-y, I want the spice part of pumpkin too, and this one didn't have a ton of
It did not have a lot of
spiciness.
pumpkin spice. It was a solid pumpkin though.
It was one of the most pumpkin-y I think we've
I
had.
think it was easily the most pumpkin-y that we've
Yeah.
had.
I think it was too.
Next up is a pumpkin beer. That's really its name. I'd give you a little description of the lager, but honestly it has a lot to say, so I'll just let it speak for itself.
So total score words are for. So for I guess we made it to this part of the night.
Oh, we just have one beer left. We just have to make it through one more beer.
And then we can take tequila shots.
Woo!
So for a total score, I give it a 61.5 out of 100 and said not overly opinionated about this beer. It's beer with a festive side, shrug emoji.
I gave it a 64 out of 100. This was really good, easy to drink, but loses points for not being local.
Last up is a wheat beer hailing all the way from Portland, Maine. Spoiler alert, it failed the local category. This beer is a hipster. It's been doing pumpkin flavored beer since 1995, way before it was cool. Let's see if all those years of experience give it an advantage.
You ready?
Yep.
Last one.
Clink.
So final score here is 59 out of 100 for me, and my comment was actually too much spice.
I gave it a 64 out of 100. Not bad, unique flavor, but could be more pumpkin-y and more local.
Alright, so how'd these beers ultimately rank up? From worst to best, I rank the beers in the following order. Small Patch Pumpkin Harvest Ale, Pumpkinhead, Pumpkin, Black O-Lantern, Harvest Pumpkin Wheat, Atomic Pumpkin, and coming in at number 1, Hey Pumpkin. Claire's rankings started similarly with Small Patch Pumpkin Harvest Ale, Pumpkinhead, Pumpkin, and Black O-Lantern rounding out the bottom 4. Atomic Pumpkin next, Hey Pumpkin, and in the top spot, Harvest Pumpkin Wheat. It's worth noting that Atomic Pumpkin and Black O-Lantern scores were greatly inflated by receiving high marks in snazzy name and packaging before we even tried the beer. So if you're looking for a solid pumpkin beer with actual pumpkin flavor and a bit of spice, pick up either Blue Moon's Harvest Pumpkin Wheat or Denver Beer Company's Hey Pumpkin. I hope this video gave you a little help when picking out a pumpkin beer to drink this season. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more from me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!
So, I've been drinking the leftover beers. This is really bad. Don't buy it. This is the worst. I'm gonna put the Atomic Pumpkin right here. Reason I'm gonna put it right here is it'd be fun to have like one of them. Don't buy a 6-pack. If you're in the mood for a pumpkin beer, any of these 3 will suffice. I would agree that the 2 clear winners are Hey Pumpkin and Blue Moon knows what they're doing.